Arknights Endfield has been out for some weeks now, and of course that has led to all kinds of conspiracy theories about the game's character design. So I thought, why don't I share one of my own theories about the boss Rhodagn, which besides the tutorial boss I showed you in my other video, is basically the game's early "oh damn" moment. He's this massive landbreaker bruiser known as the Bone-Crushing Fist, literally the right hand of Nephrith and the clan's most feared enforcer. As you'll see, he fights like a walking industrial hazard. He's super heavy, hits like a truck, uses ventilation pipes to yank you into melee range, buffs himself with den stacks, and unleashes fire jets that'll melt you if you're not paying attention. Basically, he's the kind of boss that makes you rethink your life choices while you're dodge rolling for dear life. And most importantly, I believe he's inspired by Dr. Octopus from the Spider-Man universe and Bane from the Batman universe. The Dr. Octopus inspiration seems so obvious to me. The tentacles have been switched for the ventilation pipes. The same way Dr. Octopus can control his tentacles as weapons, Rhodagn is able to control his ventilation pipes almost like they are extra arms. If you look closely, his uniform also seems loosely inspired by the classic Dr. Octopus design Spider-Man used in some spin-off comics. Wouldn't you agree that Rhodagn gives off big Dr. Octopus energy, just in a way that fits Enfield's whole industrial fantasy vibe? The dude's signature ventilation pipes function almost exactly like Doc Ock's mechanical tentacles. They snap out, grab you, yank you around, and let him control the whole battlefield like he's got extra limbs plugged straight into his spine. And the visual parallels are kinda wild once you notice them. Both characters rock these heavy, utilitarian uniforms that look built for someone who treats OSHA violations as a personality trait. Rhodagn's gear has that bulky, reinforced, eye-lift machinery for fun look, while Doc Ock's coat and harness combo screams, mad scientist who welded his outfit together. Different universes, same vibe. Big dude, extra appendages, and a fashion sense that says, I'm about to ruin someone's day. In the same breath, Rhodagn honestly feels like Enfield's take on Bane if you swapped Venom's super steroid for industrial HVAC tech. The way Rhodagn drags in air through those massive ventilation pipes and bulks up mid-fight is super similar to how Bane pumps Venom through the tubes in his back to juice himself into a walking tank. Both dudes basically hit a button, inhale something they absolutely should not be inhaling, and suddenly they're twice as strong and 3 times as angry. Even their outfits line up. Rhodagn's heavy reinforced gear looks like a wasteland version of Bane's tactical harness. All straps, plates, and I'm about to break you in half energy. Rhodagn genuinely feels like the devs sat around a table and said, alright, hypothetically, what if Bane and Dr. Octopus had a baby, and then we dropped that kid into a collapsing industrial hellscape and told him to thrive? He's got Bane's whole, I get stronger the moment my tubes kick in vibe. Except instead of venom he's basically inhaling enough compressed air to power a steel mill, swelling up and hitting harder with every breath. And at the same time, those massive ventilation pipes whipping around him feel straight out of Doc Ock's playbook. Extra appendages that grab, yank, and control the fight like he's multitasking with a whole mechanical spine. Like I said before, even his outfit screams this weird fusion. The bulky, strapped-up, tactical look that Bane rocks, mashed together with the heavy, industrial, I built this in a garage with a blowtorch aesthetic that defines Doc Ock's harness. It's like the devs wanted a character who embodies raw, chemically boosted rage and cold, mechanical precision, and Rhodagn is the exact midpoint of that Venn diagram. It reminds me of that Charles Barkley line about Zion Williamson, how he joked Zion looks like what he imagines it would look like if he and Shaq had a baby. Rhodagn gives off that same energy, that playful, this dude is the hypothetical fusion of two absolute monsters vibe, except in this case the monsters are a venom-pumped Lucador and a tentacle-wielding mad scientist. And the wild part is that it actually works. Rhodagn feels like a character who could only exist by blending those two extremes into one giant, pipe-covered problem you do not want to mess with unless you're an administrator. Rhodagn ultimately lands as one of those characters who feels like he was engineered to leave a lasting impression, not just through raw power but through the way every part of him reinforces the world he comes from. His presence carries this heavy, industrial weight that makes him feel like a natural product of Enfield's harsh environment rather than a simple nod to any outside inspiration. The more you look at him, the more it becomes clear that he's built to embody the brutal rhythm of a world where strength and machinery are inseparable. What makes him stand out is how confidently he fills that role, taking on the identity of a figure shaped by pressure, metal, and constant conflict without ever feeling like he's borrowing someone else's identity. His design choices, from the reinforced gear to the mechanical systems that fuel him, all point toward a character who is meant to dominate the space he occupies. Even the way he moves and reacts in combat reinforces the idea that he's more than a boss. He's a force that defines the tone of the world around him. By the time you're done facing him, You're left with this sense that Rhodagn represents the pinnacle of what Enfield wants its threats to feel like: overwhelming, relentless, and deeply tied to the industrial heartbeat of the setting. He becomes a kind of benchmark for the game's atmosphere, showing how far the world is willing to push the fusion of human strength and mechanical augmentation. Would you agree with my theory that Rhodagn is inspired by Bane and Dr. Octopus? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.